If you're trying to figure out how to build wealth, there's one name you simply can't ignore: Warren Buffett. The man turned a childhood paper route and a passion for numbers into a $100 plus billion fortune. But here's what's really wild. He still lives in the same 5-bedroom house in Omaha, Nebraska, that he bought in 1958 for $31,500. No mansion, no Ferrari, no flexing, just decades of consistent, calculated decisions. Today, we're breaking down Warren Buffett's most powerful money principles and how you can apply them to your own life, even if you're starting from zero. Let's dive in. Let's rewind a bit. How did Buffett even get started? When he was just 6 years old, Buffett bought a pack of Coca-Cola bottles for 25 cents and sold them individually for a nickel each, making a 20% profit. By age 11, he bought his first stock, 3 shares of Citi's Service Preferred at $38 each. It dropped to $27. Most kids would panic. Buffett held. It rebounded to $40, and he sold. He made a tiny profit, but then watched it climb to over $200. That early mistake taught him patience. By 14, he was running multiple ventures: pinball machines in barbershops, golf ball resale, and newspaper routes. He wasn't just trying to make money, he was building business systems. Now let's talk about Berkshire Hathaway. Buffett didn't set out to buy a textile company. He bought shares because they were undervalued. But after a shady stock buyback deal, he got annoyed and bought controlling interest. Out of spite, later, he admitted this was one of his biggest mistakes. Why? Because the textile business was dying, and it soaked up valuable time and capital. But instead of quitting, Buffett turned Berkshire into an investment vehicle. He used its cash flow to buy insurance companies, banks, railroads, and iconic brands like Coca-Cola, American Express, and Apple. Lesson: even bad decisions can lead to great outcomes if you learn fast and adapt. And yes, Buffett has made mistakes. He bought airline stocks, then sold at a loss. He passed on Google and Amazon early on. He once invested in a shoe company that flopped. But here's the thing: Buffett doesn't fear mistakes. He studies them, he says. It's good to learn from your mistakes. It's better to learn from other people's mistakes. So don't beat yourself up when you fail. Track your thinking. Learn. Move forward. Now let's get into the real reason you're here. His rules. Rule number 1. Never lose money. This isn't about never failing. It's about avoiding avoidable losses. Buffett avoids anything he doesn't understand. He'd rather miss out than mess up. Stay in your circle of competence. Only invest in what you truly understand. Buffett says, risk comes from not knowing what you're doing. Be greedy when others are fearful. Buffett loves crashes. While others panic sell, he goes shopping for discounts. Let time work for you. He once said, you can't produce a baby in 1 month by getting 9 women pregnant. Compounding takes time, and Buffett lets it. Live below your means. Buffett doesn't flex. He lives in the same house, drives modest cars. Why? Because more stuff means more stress, and less focus. Read. Constantly. Buffett reads 5 hours per day. Newspapers, annual reports, books. Knowledge compounds just like money. Control your emotions. Markets are wild. People panic. Buffett doesn't. Emotional discipline might be his greatest edge. Let's go even deeper. The Buffett legacy. Why he doesn't leave his kids billions. You might expect a man with over $100 billion to pass it all down to his children. But Buffett, no. He believes in giving his kids enough money so they can do anything, but not so much that they can do nothing. His children receive support, education, opportunities, but not a lifetime paycheck. Instead, Buffett pledged to give away 99% of his wealth. He's already donated over $45 billion, primarily to the Gates Foundation and other philanthropic causes. Why? Because he believes wealth should serve a purpose, not just preserve privilege. Buffett said, if you're in the luckiest 1% of humanity, you owe it to the rest to think about the other 99%. That's a different level of mindset. Buffett doesn't obsess over net worth. He values time, freedom, relationships, reputation. He once said, it takes 20 years to build a reputation and 5 minutes to ruin it. That's why he avoids drama, doesn't over-leverage, and stays focused on what matters. He's not flashy, he's not loud, he's just consistent. And in a world full of noise, that might be his greatest power. One last lesson. Simplicity wins Buffett's portfolio, not filled with exotic assets. Mostly large, understandable businesses that generate cash. He drinks Coke, eats McDonald's, reads newspapers, and runs one of the most powerful investment machines in history. Not by being trendy, but by being timeless. Buffett's secret isn't secret at all. It's written in every shareholder letter, every interview, every decision he's made for the last 70 years. But most people ignore it. Now that you know it, will you follow it? Because building wealth isn't about genius, it's about behavior. And the game, it's already in your hands. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're ready to think like a billionaire. And I'll see you in the next episode. Jeff Bezos.